Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I am going to do a shaker coaster mold, but I'm actually going to do it with casting powder, which these molds aren't designed for. So I'm going to give it a go. You may have seen in a previous video that I made a candle. So she's got hands, she's holding the candle with butterflies. So I want something for to sit in that is going to catch the wax. So it's just Kmart wax that I used with a bit of rose scented cheap oil in there. Thought I'd give it a bit of a go. So alright, so I want to do the outside of this with a bit of powder. So I'm using my Harry & Wilmer Passion Purple Luster Mica powder, pigment powder. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush. I'm going to just dab it in the lid here. Hopefully you can see. I'll move you over a smidge. Please excuse the noise again, my heater is going inside. So I do stand near the vent to keep me a bit warmer. And I've just realised that there is a little bit of resin on that, so I'm just going to scrape that off. I'm not going to scratch the actual mould because it is on the outside of the mould. I went around this with sticky tape before, but I didn't see all these bits there. There we go. It's hard to get off this mould. Alright, that'll do. It's not going to affect what I'm doing. So I'm just going to dab that there. I don't want too much on this mould because then it's too hard to get off. But I'm just brushing it into all of these little crystals because it is the Shaker Coaster Crystal mold from Pouring Your Heart Out. I have had it for quite some time. I got it when the molds first come out, when Julie first started doing the shaker coasters. I thought I would do something a little bit different with it. So we'll see how it goes. Just finish brushing this on. I don't want to take too much time with it. A little bit more. It is quite a chunky pigment powder. There we go, that's better. A bit more on my brush. More in there. There we go. Brush a little bit more around it. I will clean up the mold. Okay, there we are. Now I can, if I want to, I can just go around it like that, just to get in the little crevices, and then I might just have this with no colour on it. Rub that around it, because I can use it for anything else. I can use it to probably sit my coffee cup on, because I will seal this. I'm going to seal it with the polyurethane sealer. I have a shiny and a matte. I tend to use the shiny because if you do, I did 3 coats on something the other day and wow, it turned out gorgeous. So there we go. Stick my lid on so that we don't knock that over. And then I've just got a wet one. And if you watched me before, you know that I do use the disinfectant wipes. and I put I squeeze the disinfectant out, and I put alcohol in the containers. So there's no lanolin, there's no nothing in here in my wipes, just a bit of disinfectant. So just wipe all that off, and then I'm just going to just pat that. Go, look at that, Marby. Wipe around that. Get all that excess off. There we go. Now I did see a little trick with the molds from, I'm pretty sure it's a lady from Toonfish. I think that's what it is. She puts paper underneath her molds, greaseproof paper, and it stops them from sticking to your silicone mats. So right, there we go. I'm just going to give this a wipe. Wipe that underneath. Try not to get purple everywhere else, and stick a mold back down. We've got something on it. Oh, look at that. Right, give that a gentle wipe. Now I should have shook this out, but I'm not going to. So alright, so I've got 300 grams of my eco powder that I always use. It is the AR 400 Art Co from Harry and Wilma. I've got 300 of powder, 100 of water. Just going to quickly mix this up. Oh, excuse the plane. I just thought I'd pause you while that plane goes over. If you've watched my previous videos, you will know that I actually live not too far away from the RAF base in Adelaide. So we get the big jets and the big carrier planes come in. The pollies come in to the RAF base. So there we go. This is mixed up. Now I don't know that I might need another mold. So just finish mixing that. Make sure all the water's incorporated. Throw that in there. I will need another mold. Oops, 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 oops. Ah, it's gonna overflow. Oh no, that's way too much. Wow. Goodness me. I think I only needed about 150. Just gonna scrape that up. Move my coffee out of the way. Move the candle. Just get around this side and just scrape that up. And just gonna wipe this with my bit of towel here. Okay. Now, just going to do the edges. This mold is not as flat as I thought it was. Just go around like that. I know that my table is level. My husband has spent hours leveling up my table for me. So we're just going to get that bit around there. Just grab that bit there. And then I have a little chair mold. So we might just open that up and give that a bit of a go. Before that goes too hard. Okay, so I think I'll do this bit first. Of my little chair. Now I was going to colour this, I might do it purple. Let's have a purple chair. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this purple in off the side. And I just dropped the lid in. So I'll just sprinkle that in there. There we go. Just a bit of powder in there. Okay. So there we are. I've got my purple powder in there. Now I might just maybe leave it like that. So I have a little bit of a swirl in there. And scrape off the edges. And pour him in. If I'm lucky, I'll get a couple of the seats. And just pour that in there. Need to go a little bit faster so that it doesn't set up on me. Get that over there. It could be the mat that I have got this sitting on. I have got it sitting, there is a heater mat under this and it is slightly bowed. So that could be my issue. Okay, so mix that around a bit more and I'm going to bring that over to this side where it is, I know that it is flat. And hopefully you can see, I will just move you across to the side a bit without hopefully ending up with my phone in my lap. My husband has, he has taken the clamp that I normally clamp my phone stand to the windowsill. He needed it for something that he was doing. He's trying to make my shed a little bit tidier, just to reorganize a little bit of stuff. My son has moved home, so we have his stuff now that we have to find places for as well. And go, just move that down. Let's get that down there. Setting up too fast, which is surprising because it is cold outside. Just mix that around a bit more. Okay, get that in there. We'll do this last one as well. Okay, scrape that all flat. Doesn't matter if it goes in the little hearts. But I need to make sure it is flat. Okay, I need to get a flower out and do a flower. So I will just where is, actually I'm just going to stick it in a rose. Just going to pour it into a rose and then I can just top it up if I need it. Go. There we are. Okay, I might make up a tiny bit more and just stick in this little rose and just give these a bang just to make sure that they are all even. There we go. Give that a bang to get the bubbles out. Lots of bubbles in it. Alright, I'm going to come back when this is all set up. Okay, so I got a little bit sidetracked doing another project and had this sitting out what was the sun before and realised it was about to rain, so it nearly got rained on and ruined. So I'm just taking you out of my little spinny container here. Let's move that out of the way. And I will just make sure that you are all in focus. My little stand here is not tied down at the moment. My husband has got my little thing that ties it all down, so hopefully you don't fall off. I'm going to do these first, I think. So we're just going to move that out of the way. I did top up my little flower, so let's get these out. They're nice and thick, so please excuse all the noises in the background as usual. The washing machine going, the dryer going, have the laundry door open, which opens to where I am, and of course the heater. So gently pull that out and then just gently pull this. So it's finally raining in Adelaide, so we've had about a week of this now, which is watering our gardens nicely, but we still have not even had the last 3 months worth of rain yet, so leave them there. Now I know I've got too many, but that's alright, because I do have another little project that I can use these with. Just gently pull that out. Just feed my fingernail under there. So there we go. Don't want to break it as it's coming out. Get it out. There we go, number one. Move our little legs out of the way. Just get my fingernails in there just to lever that out. Do it on the other side. There we go. Once I get my nails in there, it just pops out. And then we're going to, I might just pop this end one out. There we are, and then pop our hearts out. So just get my fingernails in there. It is harder to pop out when they have got the resin in them. There we go, that's better. Nice and easy, there we go. We got a little heart here. No, not really. Doesn't matter. Don't need it. So, I'm going to turn our little pieces over. How cool is that? Now, if I need to, I can flatten them down, but they didn't come above the mould. So, our little leggies. There we go, there's that one. They look pretty cool. So we can use this as the base, so we can change the top bits. So hopefully it just slides in there. Look at that. Slide that one in there. And there we go. And then we can either have our heart or our 2 lines and a heart, or our 1 line. Let's put this one in. Let's just see how he goes. Pop that in there. I might just have to just pull this out a smidge more. Just get that in there. I'm going to have to take it off. Let's put that. Is it going to fit? Oh yeah. So put that in there, and then our little base. Not quite doing it right. There we go. Just tap that in there very gently. Got a little bit more on this edge. Just bang that in there. Just Might just turn it on its edge, just gently. This might need a little bit of assistance, this one. Is it going to fit in there? Don't want to break it as I'm doing it. There we go, just tap it in there. Beautiful. Look at that. That is very cute. This one goes in just fine. Might be a little bit thicker on that end. But have a look at that. That's very cute. There we go. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. There's our other little hearts. So I can change the little back of the little seat over. I can have 3 seats. So there we go. Pop them there. Brush that off. Let's get our flower out. There we are. See how we went with it, because I had to make up 3 different lots. Just pop him out. This is our I thought it was the rose one, but it's not. This is our what's a flower? Peony. So see how we went with our peony, shall we? It's nice and flat. Is that green? Must add a little bit of green mica powder in the edges there, because I don't tend to wash them. I leave them sitting here and I just pour in leftovers. So that's pretty cool. So there we go. So let's see. Oh, that's pretty. Not too many air bubbles. Wow, that's cool. Really, really like these. If I want to, I can drill a little hole in the center to put incense in. But I really like them as they are. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all, but I love them. So there's that. Just give this a bit of a wipe off. There we go. Wipe that out of the way. Onto the floor. The joys of being able to resin outside is I don't have to worry about it, and I just sweep later on. So here we go. Here's this one. There we go. Pops out super easy out of this mould. There we are. A little bit's breaking off, but I expected that. Let's see how this mould went. Super thin. Had lots of air bubbles in there, but that really doesn't matter with this mould, because you cannot even tell, hopefully. So let's turn him over. Oh, look at that. Just break these bits off. Just that excess off. There we go. Now that is super cool. Just wipe that out of the way. I really like that. I wonder if you could actually make it into the actual shaker coaster, but these break so easy. The casting powder, like if you drop resin, it bounces pretty much. If you drop casting powder, it shatters into a million pieces. But look at the colours that I got around there. How cool is that? I'm going to go and get my candle and we'll see whether it fits in there. Okay, so I've got my candle. I've got a little bit of greaseproof paper here that I'm just going to sit in there, just so that it doesn't mark it. And I'm just going to sit it on our little thing here. It's a little bit wobbly. All I'll do is just heat it up with a lighter and just flatten it out a little bit. But that looks pretty fantastic. What do you think? Let me know what you think of my my little candle holder, because I can use this for multiple things now instead of just using it as what it was designed for. So alrighty, so when the sun's out, not raining because it started to rain, I'll take some photos. And thank you so very much for watching. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you all watching. Hit the like button, let me know what you think, make comments. What else can I be doing with this mold? I really like how it just sits the candle in there. I do have another mold that I can be using. I just went inside to get this the little light. Oh my god, sorry, my words weren't coming out then. So I've went inside and I got my little holder. So this is my little incense holder that I have made. I have sealed it with polyurethane, which is super shiny because I put a couple of coats on there to help protect it. So I can actually put that in there and use this as an incense holder. And I think I might shiny this up and take some pictures of it. So thank you so very much for watching. I might actually, I'll quickly show you how to seal it. I've just grabbed a brush. I've got my polyurethane gloss varnish, finishing varnish from Solid Solutions. So I'm just going to put a little bit there on my bench, dip my brush in it, and then just brush it on. Actually, I might do the center first so that I'm not mixing the purple around into it. Got a little bit there. There we go. So put a fair amount on there. Actually, I'll do what I normally do. There we go. Now you should wait till these are dry. I will not seal the underneath. I never seal the underneath of them, so that any moisture that is in them that can come out. So just rub it all, get that purple all sealed in there. It's not coming off on the brush, so it is in there because I do my mix a tiny little bit runnier. Go, that's sealed on there. I love this purple, it is amazing. A little bit more. I do buy this by the litre because it is cheaper. There we go. And then I will hit it with the heat gun, and the heat gun just warms it because it is really cold outside, and it just gets rid of these marks and any bubbles that I've put in there. Just helps them to disperse. Sorry, I don't know whether you're even seeing what I'm doing. I do that every time. And I don't edit because this is me, this is how I am, this is how I work. Maybe a little bit more. Just to get it in around the edges there. There we go. Reasonably thick coat on it. There we go. Just like really brush it into the bits. So I found when I did this mold with normal resin, it's super sharp. The resin just seems to get into all of the little edges and everything, and it's like I've been cut by mine a couple of times, and I made a whole heap, but I don't actually sell them because they're just too sharp to sell. So So I think that this is going to be really good, and I will just put on it that it is fragile. And I might try and make a shaker coaster. I'll just see. There we are. Super easy, super shiny, and finished. There we go. So thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So I'm gonna I'll go and sit that in there, or I can sit my candle in there, or I can sit my candle on there, because this is sealed. But like once it's sealed, it'll all be protected. I might put a little bit of, maybe I have a little piece of silicone that I could always put in there if I need to. So there we go. So thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe. It's free to subscribe. I'm still trying to get to my 500. So I've only got probably about 11 to go. So help me out. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think. Make comments. What other colors can I doing? What other things can I be doing with this mold other than using just a shaker coaster? So thank you so very much for watching. Be safe, and I will catch you next time.